Today we're going to install a set of billet hood hinges on a 1966 Chevelle. Before you get started, it's a good idea to take some photos or videos of your panel gaps. I would recommend taking a picture of each corner to make sure that everything is exactly the way you remember it. We also suggest using a couple layers of tape on the edges of the hood and fenders to protect them from being chipped while you're doing your adjustments. Carefully remove the hood and set it in a safe spot where it won't get scratched or damaged. If you look closely at these original hinges, you'll see how sloppy they've become over time. Our billet hinges are a big step up, much sturdier and much more precise. Next, unbolt the original hinges from the inner fender and set them aside. Check to make sure that the turnbuckles are close to the same length. Now install the hinges using the provided hardware. Snug them in, but don't torque them down tight yet. You'll want room for adjustment. Now loosely install the cam buttons into the front bolt holes of the hood. This will capture the hinge arms when we slide the hood back into place. Install the ball studs onto the new hinges and slide the gas struts into position. Don't forget the retaining clip. It locks the strut in place and keeps it secure. Before the hood goes on, make sure the hinge height adjustment is set somewhere in the middle of its range. That's usually the best starting point and gives us room to move up or down later. Carefully reinstall the hood by sliding the hinge arms around the cam buttons you just installed. This will hold the hood while you put your hardware in place. Begin fastening the hood, installing the supplied bolts and cam buttons. Don't fully tighten them yet. You'll need some wiggle room for adjustments.
With a car like a first-gen Camaro or even a second-gen Camaro where you've got a header panel in the front, if you have it too far forward, you're going to hit the hood on the header panel. But with this car, since there is no header panel, it's better to have it too far forward so you don't hit the cowl.
Now very slowly lower the hood. Watch all of your edges as you go. Check the fenders, the header panel, and the cowl. Stop immediately if you see contact. Try to get the hood positioned in the correct position front to back and parallel to the fenders. This is more than likely going to have to be done multiple times as other adjustments are made. The first adjustment to tackle is the side to side. In this case, the hood is shifted slightly towards the passenger side. To correct that, rotate the cam buttons. A small turn will push the hood left or right until the gaps even out. We will explain this later in the video.
The next thing we're going to do is we're going to lower this corner to try to get it to the right height. In doing that, it's going to bring this corner back closer to the cowl. Once we get the height adjusted, then we'll try to square the hood back up to make sure that we can get everything lined up parallel.
Once your side gaps look good, move on to height. Here, we're lowering the back of the hinge and raising the front to square up the rear corner of the hood. You can see how that small change brought the rear into perfect alignment. Now that we're looking good, torque down all of the hardware.
So on this vehicle, the fenders aren't square to the front end. So right now, the fenders are kind of swayed to the passenger side. So if you look at this corner is sticking out, but the gap to the fender and the hood is almost perfect. In order to get this gap or this line from the fender to the hood in line with each other, you would have to square the front end up. So we're not going to do that in this case. Yeah, so on some cars, when you go to close your hood, your latch might actually bias your hood to the left or to the right. So that's one thing you want to make sure that you look for. If it looks like your latch is biasing one way or the other, loosen up your catch, your hood catch, so it'll move and allow you to get it positioned where you want it. So now that we have the hood completely adjusted and everything lined the way we'd like it, we're going to go through some of the issues that you might run into and how to correct those issues.
The cam buttons at the front and rear of each hinge must always match. If one is angled in and the other is angled out, the hinge will track unevenly and put stress on the bearings. Over time, this can lead to broken bearings or bolts. The solution is double checking that all cam buttons are facing the same way on both sides of the car. They should always be parallel. Another common issue is adjusting only one hinge at a time if the hood is square. This throws the hood out of square and loads one side more than the other. The solution is every adjustment you make should be done equally on both driver and passenger sides. Keep your measurements consistent and your adjustments small. For example, as you see here, when we adjust the cam buttons on this side, the hinge moves but not the hood. If you were to leave it like this, it would cause binding issues. When we go to the other side and make the same adjustment, you can see the hood moving, squaring up the hinges. If your hood feels like it's binding before it's fully closed, your gas struts may be bottoming out. Forcing the hood shut at this point can damage both the strut and the hinges. The solution is removing the core support spring if it hasn't already been taken out, lowering the hinge down, or lengthening the turnbuckle. One more critical check is the length of the adjustment rods on each hinge. If the rods are not set to the same length, the hinge won't share the load evenly. The solution is measuring and confirm that both adjustment rods are set equally. One of the other common problems that people run into is they can't get the rear of the hood low enough to match the fender. This is the case even with a factory hinge, where if you take the front of your hinge and raise it up, this will lower the rear of your hood. And if your hood is low, you can always tip the front of the hinge down to get the rear to come up, instead of modifying or messing with the adjustment of the turnbuckle. When you do that, the other thing that will happen is as you tip and lower your hinge, your hood will move forward or back. So if you have a header panel, you have to be cognizant of that so you don't just shut your hood and hit the header panel or the cowl panel. Before resorting to lengthening or shortening the turnbuckle, start by raising the front of the hinge until you get the hood closed. Once you do that, if the hood is a little bit low or a little bit high, you can adjust the turnbuckle a quarter of a turn at a time. In this case, if you want to lengthen the turnbuckle a little bit less than 1/16 of an inch, the hood will come up and make it perfectly level.